Previously on Ep.2.
Sanji is Germa 66 no matter how much he hates his family. Oda gives us the blood types of the entire crew, including Sanji. Sanji coming to terms with what he is, I think is very important moving forward, that he is able to make fire because of his passion. This topic I did for Sanji was so robust, it was so sturdy, it was so jacked out that your boy had to do a part 2. If you haven't seen part 1, link in the box below. It is mandatory.
Yesterday,
Fire that Sanji has could be partly hockey related, maybe, because we do see how it kind of does work in some ways like hockey, yes. But it could also be something that is natural of the divine imperial flame of the Lunarian race.
Let's do this.
Monkey wrench, a little one. What about Sora's sacrifice?
wait a minute, wait a minute.
Doesn't a lot of what this means contradict what Sora did and what Sanji has proclaimed himself to be time and time again? Wouldn't this be bad writing on Oda's part? Let me explain. One of the core ideas during Whole Cake Island is the idea that Sanji was human and his brothers were not. That was because of Sora's attempt to stop her husband, Judge, from fully modifying their children. Sanji was deemed a failure because he didn't show any superhuman feats at that young of an age, and he had the emotions of a human. However, the fact is, we do see that most of the Germa boys, their genetic modifications were successful. And we know that all of the Germa sons, including Sanji, have the same blood type. From that, you can infer that yes, Sanji's body was modified, but the drug that Sora took delayed, suppressed Sanji's lineage factor augmentations, and the raid suit brought those aspects out to the forefront. But the most important thing about Sora's sacrifice for Sanji wasn't Sanji's body. It was Sanji's heart and Sanji's mind. Sanji had the heart and soul of a human. It is noted too repeatedly in chapter 852 when Reiju talks about the past. Their mother Sora was thrilled to have Sanji cook for her, telling her to get better soon and not be an emotionless freak like his brothers. An example, his brothers were laughing like they had the giggles when they were captured by the Big Mom pirates, encased in candy. Sparrow was about to lick these boys clean. Yo, how can you be laughing when you're covered in candy and this man's tongue is lethal? Even Judge was shocked to see what the boys were doing at that point in time. If the blood types are related to personality, like what is believed in Japan by a lot of folks, then it's a miracle that someone of the same blood type, especially brothers, could have such a drastically different personality. It is in this case that Sanji was not a failure, but in fact a major success, unlike his brothers. Especially when you look at how one of the core staples of his powers is centered around emotion. And apparently, it looks like very similar to King the Wildfire. Conjurers, both conjurers of fire. So if, big if, Sanji does wind up getting the Germa and Lunarian puberty, so the Germa super strength, exoskeleton, and so on and so forth, and or of course any Lunarian based enhancements and features that he would get on top of the Germa abilities, which in this case would probably mean for the most part enhanced fire in some way, shape, or form. Let's say that Sanji's flames aren't quite the divine / imperial flame, and then they will level up to be on that level. Then it's like having a Viltrumite raised on Earth rather than on Viltrum.
That's pretty good.
And you want that on your side. Now we look back on all this Oda magic. We follow the Jelly Bean Trail, and it's been a pretty fun ride thus far. There is one thing we have to note here. A lot of these things are memes. A lot of these things are memes. And now we get into the tale of memes. Oh no. Because Sanji getting hit with the happiness punch in Act 2 of Wano Country. Sanji bleeding like a madman on Fishman Island. Sanji pissed off at the idea of Nami's wedding and combusting as a result. So many of these moments are memes. And people tend to scoff at them and not take them seriously and just ignore them. They're memes after all. Fool. But that's the goddamn point. Because they're memes and people scoff and they just forget about them, throw them aside, Oda can easily hide details within these memes. And he's done so, I'd argue, repeatedly for Sanji. Time and time again. When Sanji went Super Saiyan on Thriller Bark, in the anime, he mentioned, quote, never forgiving this invisible pervert who peeped at Nami. That's Sanji now! That's Sanji now! When he actually covers his whole body in fire, in the same moment, we see an attack on Fishman Island that is genuinely modeled after that meme, the Hell's Memories. When Sanji could sense Tashigi crying on Punk Hazard, or hear Hiri scream in the anime, all of these memes coincide to chapter 996 when Sanji heard people being naughty.
Oh my.
And he left Jinbei and Luffy. And then later on, Luffy admits that he still has a lot to learn about observation haki, implying that Sanji was better at using that skill than Luffy was. And we know for a fact that Sanji's affinity for haki is that haki, observation haki. People.
Nani?
It's all there. Black and white, clear as crystal.
Clear as crystal.
Memes are real. Jitsurai Suru are the memes. Just like the One Piece is real, Whitebeard forever goated, memes are real. Now, to be fair, does it apply for all characters at all moments? That's a no. That's a no. But for the Straw Hats, especially Usopp and Sanji, oh, when the memes drop, I pay extra attention because Oda has and will hide information, foreshadowing in those memes. He's been consistent with that since the very beginning of the series. Consistent.
The thing is, okay, he was right.
So this journey, this journey has been really fun thus far. Going down the trail of blood, the trail of passion, and the trail of memes. Yes, it has. However, there's one last thing I want to talk about. When I think about Sanji's power for the future, I get the idea that Sanji has a sort of Ichigo effect going on for him, where Sanji has haki powers that he has to grow. He has the raid suit itself, which is a big power-up, and at some point, there's going to be modifications to the raid suit by Frankie and Usopp. And we still haven't seen him actually use his fire with the raid suit on. But it is, of course, fire resistant. So that could be the reason why we haven't seen him use it fully just yet. And right now, he's going through a puberty of a Lunarian Germa origin of sorts. And whether it's both one or the other, or we get one now and one later on, between the Lunarian stuff and the Germa stuff and the Imperial Fire stuff and so on and so forth, the reality is that Sanji is going to need a lot of time and face a lot of inner demons mentally to adjust to his newfound powers. There is a lot that is going on with Sanji that is to sort out later on, no doubt about that. But there is one thing that we cannot forget. At the end of the day, Sanji is still a practitioner of the Black Leg martial arts Kenpo style of fighting trained by Zeph himself, which has always been kind of weird from the jump. What?
What?
Which has always been kind of weird from the jump. Because Zeph's moniker was Red Leg. Because of the blood of his defeated foes that soaked his boots. That's crazy. God. Man. Hey, that's heavy, yo. That's damn. Whoa, whoa. Almost as if like Zeb back in the day was ruthless, cruel, sinister. As if he would fit very nicely in Germa 66. Oh. Yeah. When you get a manga like that, when the blood is just drenching your boots, Red Leg Zeph, that's wild. That's wild. But Sanji wears a lot of black. So, okay, fine. Black Leg Sanji works out fine for the most part. But since his master was Red Leg Zeph, and I can't find a specific panel or moment in the manga where Sanji refers to his Kenpo as the Black Leg style of Kenpo. Rather, he simply says, I fight this way because I'm a chef. I've always gotten the feeling that at some point, Red Leg would return. I've always gotten that feeling. So going back to the latest chapters, I want to make another wild connection here between King and Sanji. So no one has ever seen King the Wildfire's face, and we see his skin color being slightly shaded. We don't know what color it is, but one of my Twitch mods, DDD, did mention during the live stream reaction I had for chapter 1027 that King's attack should have been titled Red Imperial Archer, and the kanji for red also meaning red earth, like red line. When you read the scans, they do have Divine Red Archer when he does clash against Zoro's Tiger Hunt. And since King's face is so important to him, it seems to be the case, keyword there, hence the emphasis, seems to be the case, that King's looks are very different than what we'd expect because, well, it means that much to him. I get the feeling that King's race, the Lunarians, not only had black wings, but also red skin. Hence the red notation in his attack names, and of course the reason why we don't see an actual single speck of King's skin on his entire body, because he's completely covered. So when you think about that for a second, right? Let's just throw it out there. Red skin, like the red line itself, and then black wings. That sounds demonic. In a way, it does, yes. Despite Marco recalling what Whitebeard said about how on the Red Line in the past, that land was God's land. That design looks like a very demonic design when I think about it. The black wings and the red skin, the earth red skin. And I'm guessing that means that King's people were hunted down and killed for their appearance because they were believed to be of the demonic kind. Now again, because of chapter 1023, there has been some sort of implied connection between Sanji and King because of their fire manipulation. Arguably though in the anime, even earlier than that, because again, in the anime, King does a flaming kick. He lights that thing on fire like Sanji would. The flaming kicks of King need to be matched! Oh, dude, oh my god. I want the... They should have been matched! I digress. Not only do King and Sanji have implied connections, but King himself does have these black wings. And Sanji, after the whole thing with Black Maria and him getting beat down and so on, in comes Robin and Brooke, save the day, has been noted to be one of the wings of the what? Future Pirate King. And when you think about a pirate in their totality, a force that kind of goes against the grace of God in many respects, and the pirate flag being black, I can't help but think about black wings in this situation when we look at this, when we view this from clearly a more symbolic standpoint. After all, the same way Queen and King are the wings of Yonko Kaido, as are Zoro and Sanji for Luffy. I'm not saying that Sanji's gonna grow wings. No. But what we can do is actually look at the other potential aspect of King the Wildfire's design. To Thriller Bark again. Because in the anime, specifically in the anime, when Sanji has that Super Saiyan Rage moment, and then Usopp talks about, oh, actually, the invisible guy peeped on Nami in the bath as well, Sanji got so pissed off that his skin started to change color. Like a crimson color, arguably matching the color of the red line. Whoa. When Sanji has those razor sharp teeth, that skin color changed to like crimson dark red, and I think even like his ears kind of spike a little bit, covered in fire, Sanji does look a bit demonic. Yes, he does. When he first used the double leg against Jabra noted specifically that Sanji's leg looked red. And after defeating Jabra, he talked about how cooking is a gift of the gods, but spices are the gift of the devil. And I recall there being times when Sanji has even referred to himself as becoming or being the devil. Last but not least is why in this arc in Wano Country, Oda decided to give Sanji a dark red suit. Why?
Why are you gay?
Is it in Wano Country that he's wearing a dark red suit? For the first time in a very long time, probably ever. I couldn't find it somewhere. So I'm gonna say maybe he did it before the past, but I couldn't find it anywhere. This is the first time I think I've seen this in the manga. He just so happens to look, honest to God, like Doflamingo in the Law flashback. Doflamingo's moniker was what again? The Sky Demon. In lockstep with what could maybe be the appearance of a Lunarian who could control fire. King the Wildfire. It's divine to them, but to others, it is the devil's fire. Sheesh. If Sanji does have Lunarian lineage factors in his DNA makeup, then there might be a moment where we do see that shift in his skin. One day, whether it's for his legs or for his whole body, one day Sanji may in fact go Gear Second. One day Sanji may be fated to truly become Red Leg. And that's all I got. That is all I got, and it is delicious. Let me know your stance. Please let me do. If you got this far, I love you, number one. Number two, let me know your stance on the subject matter at hand with, of course, a comment in the comment section down below. It'll be great as all hell, too, to support your boy with a thumbs up or thumbs down, up to you. And, of course, clicking on that bell to join the notification squad. I'm going to see you cats on the flip side. Y'all be easy. Take care. Have a nice one.